back with another video, and it is a mess. Oh my goodness. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Now, with that being said, Nicki Minaj has decided to throw some shade at Doechii because Doechii lost 30 million I guess monthly listeners on Paolify. Okay, so Nicki Minaj tweeted MTM minus 30 million and a Chucky emoji. And so with that being said, because Doechii and SZA are both signed to TDE, SZA decided to stick up for Doechii. And she said, Mercury retrograde, don't take the bait, silly goose. And then Nicki Minaj responded and said, go draw your freckles back on Bookie. Justice for D. Moore. Deposition Perez. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Sounding like an effing dead dog. Beware looking and sounding like she just got stung by an effing bee. ... Draws on my fake freckles. Justice for D. Moore. Then she said, what's effed up is that the pawns always go out sad, broke and cursed. Most of them never even knowing they were pawns, okay? And then she also comes after TDE Fruit Punch. She said, me after I suck some good ZIK. Guarantee you won't fight a man. We have every tweet of your incessant bullying, lying, and more. Your name was added to the ish list. Shitty draws. She says shitty draws. Oh my goodness. She said same thing that make you laugh, make you shit. Yo, Onika, gotta stop. Come on. Now, fans were bringing up an old tweet by Punch TDE where he said Nicki projected to do 225 first week. Yikes. Which I believe that was the Pink Friday Roman Reloaded album. Okay. Now, 225 ain't that bad. Okay. I don't know. It's not bad at all, realistically, because there's a lot of people that can't do two. Okay, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But I don't know if this was shade or whatnot, but fans are bringing that up because Nicki Minaj mentioned that she was getting harassed by Punch TDE and SZA never really said nothing. He also tweeted Broken Barbies, and that is a new song by one of the artists on TDE, but some fans felt like that was shade towards Nicki Minaj. So he was getting dragged for that. So it was getting messy. Now, with that being said, SZA has clapped back at Nicki Minaj. She said, I don't give an F about none of that weird-ish you're popping. And then she also responded to a fan that said, I get bullied by millions online every day. Then step my ass out on a packed stadium tour where people show me real love. In real life, my parents are healthy and I'm the most successful I've ever been. Get some effing perspective and bark at the wall, okay? So she says she do not care about what Nicki or the haters have to say because she is, performing on a sold-out stadium world tour with obviously Kung Fu Kenny. Now, moving on from that, Cardi and Bruno Finesse is now eligible for Diamond. This extends Cardi B's record as the female rapper with the most eligible Diamond singles. In my opinion, I feel as though Cardi B clearly is getting payola. I don't really believe anything but Bodak Yellow, and I like it, is truly Diamond. I think everything else is, payola and sympathy. But moving on from that, a lady named, I think her name is Chelsea Marie. Okay, she is one of Stefon Diddy's recent baby mamas. Okay, he had a baby earlier this year, but he was with Cardi B, so he didn't really post the baby because he was with Cardi B. And with that being said, it was speculation that they were hanging out with each other or sleeping with each other last weekend. Oh, she did post a subliminal shot at Cardi B after she posted and deleted the jet that she was on. And you know damn well she didn't buy the jet by herself. She definitely had Stefon Diddy send the jet, and she said it's comedy, just block it, oh baby. You know, listening to a Justin Bieber song. And she also posted in very small font, disclaimer, I'm big single, but it's still mine. Okay, that's what she posted. She said that she's single, but Stefon Diddy is still mine. A lot of people feel like that is shade towards Cardi B. Let me know how y'all feel about it. I don't really care. I don't think Cardi B cares. I think that, you know, Cardi B and Stefon Diddy is 50% PR, and the other 50% is an open relationship, just like she had an open marriage with Off the Cheat. Now, Nicki Minaj continues to keep her foot on SZA's neck. I know SZA probably crying somewhere in Kung Fu Kenny's lap. Poor SZA, I feel bad for her. You know she can't take it. She can't clap back like Nicki. So I know she crying somewhere with her fake freckles, you know, getting wiped by her tears. But Nicki said, wait, does SZA think she's more successful than me? LOL, y'all can't catch up, please. SZA, if every song you ever done vanished right now, the music business wouldn't even miss you. I've been to countries that never heard of you. I know you not that stupid, are you? Stadiums? Did you look at the venues I played on my own headline festival tour out of the country last year? B-word, have you ever headlined to 80K people? B-word, what have you ever done besides yodel with auto-tune that needed retuning? Boo, I'm an icon. You're not. The end. Pay that man for almost breaking his back. Why didn't you speak up when your exec was bullying and harassing me, you dirty mangy cunt? Oh, no, not she called her a C-U-N-T. Oh, wow. These botted numbers on all the platforms have you losing your mother effing mind. You the type that would have been quiet in school trying to fit in. You still have no clue who you are. I know you went nights without washing that musty face. What? Beware how you remember exactly where every freckle go. Justice for D Moore. We want to discuss your daughter's lawsuit. And did you do your disposition? Oh, okay. SZA said, let me go back to being calm, shy, and meek. Y'all have a blessed night. See you tomorrow for night 2 in Paris. And Nicki Minaj says, shut up, ugly. Justice for D Moore. I'm in a meeting, so IDK if you were still talking ish or not. So if you didn't, I'll delete later. Ho. Then Nicki Minaj brought up the fact that SZA used to diss other female artists before she kind of blew up on social media, which has been documented and talked about in the past. She said, B-word used to be on Twitter dissing Rihanna, C, etc. But then when it was time to suck Zick and get opportunities from them, she drew them freckles on and got to sucking, right? Allegedly. Like B-word, stop being jealous of women who you secretly would kill to be in their assholes. These men putting batteries in y'all backs and y'all stupid enough to still keep it going. Not peeping that it's not going to end well for them or you. Buzz off, Bumblebee. But then SZA started clapping back and posting her stats. Okay, she posted that CTRL is 7 times platinum. Okay, she said, who jobless, no man can curse. 7, my favorite number. Thank you. SZA also pointed out that she did gross 100 milli on her SOS World Tour. That was the tour she went on before the Grand National Tour. And she said, what the F you want to see, let me know. Okay, so she's posting her stats to go up against Nicki Minaj because SZA fans are saying that Nicki Minaj can say what she wants about SZA, but you can't call her a flop. Then she also posted, I'm really about to have my first diamond album in under 3 years. Thank you, God. Thank you, everyone, for taking this journey with me. SOS is 9 times platinum, and eventually by next year, it is expected to go diamond. But Nicki will not let up. Okay, she responded to a fan that called SZA a miserable, passive-aggressive weirdo. She said, exactly. We gonna start calling her Mizza. B-word been miserable going on 2 decades, okay? And then she went to Station Head to also drag Mizza, aka SZA, and this is what she had to say.
These bots done got to your motherfucking fat heads, I see. Y'all don't even know who's a motherfucking superstar and icon anymore, huh, Mizza? Mizza, you're not an icon. You are a yodeling fool who needs auto-tune, who done dissed every female entertainer, it seems, based off of, the screenshots. Take your yodeling ass on somewhere else, bitch. What the fuck? You done tried to break that man back or something, I think, allegedly. Listen, Mizza, okay? Find you somebody to motherfucking play with, Mizza. Les Miserables, bitch. And I don't, surgery shame or body shame. I don't even do that. But bitch, I don't know if you fat, obese, chubby, or skinny. You see, and so now I got to call Dr. Now to make me figure out what the fuck has been going on here. Because what retrograde was you in, ma'am? You see what happens when you're so thirsty to be stupid and motherfucking corny? I'm so good.
Oh my goodness. Did she just say SZA's fat? SZA just got surgery, Nicki. She about to head back to the table. Oh my goodness. This is a mess. This is a mess. I wonder what Kung Fu Kenny thinking about this. I know SZA said something. I know she did. I just hope my 2 faves, Nicki and Kendrick. SZA's okay, but I wouldn't say she my fave. But SZA, I hope Kendrick and Nicki don't start, please. I hope it don't resort to Nicki and Kendrick getting into it, my 2 faves. SZA, I like SZA, but she never will be my fave. Now, moving on from that, Queen B has received 4 nominations at the 2025 Emmys. She received a nomination for Outstanding Variety Special, Outstanding Director for a Variety Special, Outstanding Choreography for Variety Programming, Outstanding Production Design for Variety Programming, and this was because of her Beyonce Bowl halftime show she did on Christmas Day, if you guys remember, and that was last year, okay? And then Kung Fu Kenny, he also received 4 nominations for his Super Bowl halftime show he did this year. He has been nominated for Outstanding Music Direction, choreography, Outstanding Variety Special, Outstanding Director for a Variety Special. Okay, so it looks like Kung Fu Kenny and Queen B are going to be competing in some of the same categories. What fans did notice is that Megan unfortunately got snubbed. Okay, Megan Thee Stallion, in her words, documentary where she was talking about the Tory Lanez situation, was submitted for Emmy consideration for Outstanding Documentary or Nonfiction Series, but unfortunately, the sympathy wig and payola did not work, and she received 0 nominations. Okay, I don't even think she should have submitted that. I mean, she's been getting sympathy for years. Why you need to make a documentary about it and think you're going to win an award? I don't know why, but nobody cares. Now, Doechii, though, received nomination for her performance at the 2025 Scammys. She received an Emmy nomination for Outstanding Choreography for Variety or Reality Programming for her performance. And it looks like she's going to be in the same category as Kung Fu Kenny and Queen B. So let me know who you guys think gonna win. Now, SZA did try to clear the air SZA, she is a lying Scorpio, but she's very sensitive. And she said, I wasn't even talking about or to anyone. I just had to get off stage talking about Renegade. Niggas at me. The F, yes, I'm mad. Now, do you need that? Okay, so SZA says she's upset at Nicki Minaj. I want to remain unbiased in regards to this, but do I believe the lying Scorpio? SZA, I do not believe that you wasn't talking about Nicki Minaj. I like you, but for this, I'm not giving you lashings for anything else. But for this tweet in particular, I'm going to have to give you 50,000 lashings, okay? Because I just don't believe you just out of the blue posted that tweet saying, oh, don't fall for the bait. Well, who were you talking about when you said don't fall for the bait? Like, it just doesn't make sense. I prefer when people, when they sneak this or this, stand by it. Okay? I don't like when people sneak this and be like, oh, I didn't say that. I didn't do that. I don't like that. Okay? I get you scary. I would be too going up against Onika. But at the end of the day, you gotta own up to it, okay? It's not like you a rapper. I don't think she's expecting you to write some bars because you're not a rapper like that. But with that being said, SZA, I'm remaining neutral and I'm being unbiased, but you was talking about Nicki. Stop. Now, in midst of Nicki Minaj going off on SZA, she was continuing to go after Devil Nation. She said, I'm so glad I have proof of being bullied and being lied on by a man publicly on a platform I used for my job. After I rejected his business proposition on more than one occasion, he failed to disclose to the public that I have rejected his business propositions and thereby acting what appears to be retaliation purposefully used to cause financial damages and to engage in a smear campaign against the brand. Okay, so is Nicki Minaj finally taking this to court? Because it looks like she's alluding to finally going up against Deseret and Camel Toe in court and suing. Okay, so this is getting juicy. I'm here for it, Nicki. I think it's time. I think it's time for you to head to court. Now, unfortunately, TDE Punch has went on The Breakfast Club and attempted to expose Nicki Minaj for being mad at SZA because SZA did not want to collaborate with Nicki Minaj, okay? Or she was in album mode, whatever the excuse that he's given. Let's take a listen.
So I reached out to Punch from TDE, who I also talked about in the first hour, who was at one point managing SZA. And I asked him, how did we get here? So he said, back in 2020, Nicki Minaj had reached out for a SZA feature on a song. He responded and told Nicki Minaj that SZA was in album mode heavy and that he would get it over to her. And that was it. They never spoke again. Feature didn't happen, but he says he's lost after that as well. And so then I followed up and I said, okay, so there was no further issue. I still don't understand from that, how did we get here? And he says, I'm lost after that. And the song, he verified what I said. The song that he had been tweeting about, Broken Barbies, was a song by an artist that he is working with now, I Am Lyric. So he's confused. He's confused as well.
Did you ask Punch why he ain't post the song last night? That was the time to post.
He said he did. He did.
Oh, he did?
That's what made Nicki So he
No. I know you said that he posted it before, and that's what made Nicki react. But in the midst of everything,
well, it was he
should have posted it and
posted again.
Broken Barbies, baby. This the song.
So let me know how y'all feel about that. Do you guys believe what he's saying, or do you guys think he lying? Here's the thing. What album was she working on? Because SOS didn't come out until 2022. So I'm confused. And I understand that people take years to make albums. It's not always in a few weeks or a few months. But I'm like, I don't really believe SZA was in album mode. If this is true, I think she just didn't want to do it. I'm sorry. I don't really believe she was in fully album mode because SZA does collaborations all the time. Okay, so I don't know. It sounds like a bunch of buffoonery and lies to me, but that's just me. But anyway, I got some very hot tea on Patreon. Link will be in the description, and I hope you have a great day.